everybody, welcome to episode 25 of my Yarny Corner. My name's Alex and I live in Yorkshire in the UK, and this is a podcast all about knitting and crochet. So, are you all okay? Have you all had a lovely, lovely Christmas? I hope you have. First of all, I better tell you the date before I get into my waffle. Today is Thursday the 30th of December and it is 10 to 12 in the morning. I will leave a link below to anything I talk about in the video will be linked in the description box below, and all the information about where you can find me will be linked in the description box below as well. So back to what I was saying, have you all had a lovely Christmas? I hope you have. I had such a blast, we all did, doing Vlogmas, and it was so lovely to take you all along with us. Thank you for every single comment, it was just perfect. Thank you so much. So we've got a lot to talk about today. There's not a huge deal of knitting because obviously it's been Christmas and it's been a little bit busy, a little bit hectic. But we do have a lot to talk about. I do have some exciting news about the birthday Bonanza week, but I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the video when I talk about the shop and all that kind of stuff, because it is part of that. So, has anybody else been doing Advent makes? This is the first year that I've taken part in Advent makes, and honestly, I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I did, because I've tried a mystery knit along and it really wasn't for me. I wasn't comfortable with that, and I've tried sort of make-alongs where you've got to have things done by a deadline, and I can't do that either because the pressure just gets to me too much. So I was really unsure on how I would get on with an Advent make, putting the mini in every single day, but do you know what? I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. It'll be definitely something I do again. So I started off with the Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. I'll pop a picture on the screen up here, hopefully. I've tried to leave a gap for pictures. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern, but I had a 10-gram advent calendar and it wasn't enough. So I will do that again. I'll possibly do that again next year, but it'll be with a 20-gram advent calendar. It just came out, I think I measured it at 24 inches, and it was just, what would have happened to that blanket is the cats would have taken it, and it would have been a really, really expensive cat blanket, and I didn't want that to be the case. So I think it was around day 8, I changed my mind completely, and I pulled it all out. Now I did lose some of my minis, obviously I'd put 8 into the blanket, and I lost some of my minis because when I was knitting into the blanket I was finishing on the wrong side row, so sometimes I had, you know, a couple of lengths of yarn left, which then took me under 10 grams, so I couldn't put it into the project, which I'm just going to show you. But honestly, I am so pleased I saw this project. I've not actually seen anybody else doing it. See, it's a C2C project. You all know, you've all been watching Vlogmas, I'm sure. And I did show it on my last podcast as well. But if you're new here, as well, I forgot to say that part, welcome to the new subscribers. There has been quite a few of you over Vlogmas, so thank you for joining me and welcome. Back to what I was saying. Oh, this is going to be a waffle, isn't it? This is going to be a waffle episode. Right, I need to try and compose myself. It's been 2 weeks. I think the hardest thing is when I've been vlogging and then I switch back to podcast, it's really difficult to switch back to that more, what's the word, formatted way of podcasting. Because when I'm vlogging, it's just anything kind of goes. Anyway, so I pulled out the Habitation Throw and I decided to do a C2C. Now, you'll all know that I absolutely adore corner-to-corner crochet. It's my favourite type of crochet, and I've done quite a bit of it over the years. I've done that big green blanket that I've shown many times. I showed it on the last episode if you're interested. And I've done Kindle cases and glasses cases and binder covers and all sorts of things in C2C. So I thought, well, C2C is my favourite thing. Why don't I just do that for my Advent project? So I did. So it's living in my Snoopy bag. Now this is going to be a lot bigger than an advent project. I'm going to end up with 100 squares on this. Let me get it right way for you. Not that it matters because you can't tell the difference. But this is it so far. Now I can't see, so I'm hoping I'm showing you. I've just started the 5th row now. And you can tell it's quite big. So what I've done with this is I've made this, I've designed it to hold a 10 gram mini. So this is 11 blocks by 11 blocks. That was my first mistake. It should have been 10 by 10. What I found with it is because I did it 11 by 11, if I've got a skein of yarn that's slightly under 10, it won't fit. So if any of you decide to ever make this with 4-ply yarn and you've got a 10 gram mini, it needs to be no more than 10 blocks by 10 blocks. I've had many a time where I've had to pull ones out that won't fit in. So I managed to rescue the most of my Habitation Throw, but there's a couple of skeins that were too short to go in this, so they're going to go into scrappy socks. But yeah, and all it is you start in one corner and you finish in the other corner, and this is a join as you go method. So once you've done your first block, you'll join your next colour here and you'll do it again, and you'll just join it all in as you go. I've even woven in my ends, and there's no right and wrong way. That's the front, as you can see by the stitch markers I've got on. I've put the stitch markers on just so I know which side I'm weaving in the ends, which I have done this morning before I showed you all. I sat for about half an hour this morning and wove in all the ends because I've been so lazy and not done it. But that's the front and that's the back. So you can use it either way. You alright, Josh?
Yeah, can I use cat?
Yeah. So you can use it either way, and I've just absolutely loved putting all the colours together. I've tried my hardest not to match them up. I have done a couple of times. Let me see if I can find, like this one here has got green in it, so I've matched that green next to it, and then it's got another green above there. But I've tried not to do that, so I wanted to keep it as random as I can, but semi-cohesive. My favourite square is this one. This one came out of my Moo and Mouse advent calendar, the lovely Emma. And now I think this was a West Yorkshire Spinners. I'm pretty certain it was. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's just my favourite one. And yeah, so I've got a few left of my Green Lambkin advent calendar to put into it. And I've used all my Moo and Mouse advent calendar. So now I'm using bits of scraps that I've got. And I'm just taking off where I've got a bigger ball of yarn like this one. I'm just shaving 10 grams off it just so I can put it into my blanket. But yeah, I am so pleased with it. I can't stop showing it. I'm really sorry. I absolutely love it. It is going to have a border as well. I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do the border though. That shadow was just Finn walking past. Obviously everybody's at home. The kettle's just gone on because Josh is making his, he's having a pot noodle for dinner. So yeah, I'm not sure the colour that I'm going to put around the edge. I kind of think I might get Danny to dye me up a really pale pink speckled. I think I may need 2 skeins for my border because I do want a chunky border on it as well, but it's going to be massive. I mean, the length of it is my wingspan. Can you see that? So it's going to be a really good size blanket and I'm really pleased with it. So that is my advent project. And did I say my advent calendar was the Green Lambkin Yarn advent calendar, the lovely Suzanne. I had another advent calendar which was a swap that I did with Emma from Moo and Mouse. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that. So that is my first work in progress. I have no finished objects. Absolutely zero. I tried really hard to have a finished object, but there was just no way. I was having way too much fun with my advent project. And I'm trying to do a square a day into it, but some days I'm doing 4 and 5 because it's just so much fun. So no finished objects this time. And I think, is that the first time I've ever not had a finished object on the podcast? I think it might be, you know. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. It's always, when I'm podcasting, I always feel the need to make sure I've got something finished, which is really silly because you guys don't mind if I don't have a finished object. But yeah. Anyway, work in progress number 2 is a pair of socks. Now, I still haven't finished Danny's socks. And I still haven't finished Ruby's socks. But I did tell you all that these were my Christmas Day cast on. And I did cast them on slightly early. But these. And then I'm doing these 2 at a time. Now, I've gone down to 60 stitches on these. I normally do 64 stitches on a 2.75 needle. And the past, I think, 3 pairs of socks I've made have been quite big. So I changed my needles from a 2.75 to a 2.5. And I made my pea soup socks, which was Danny's colourway that I stole. They were still slightly big, so I've just gone down to 60 stitches. I mean, I still wear them, they're absolutely fine, but they're just a little bit big. Now, the yarn, I get 1 of each ball. This is the yarn. Now, this is a colourway by Attic Spin Dye in the Rocky Road colourway, and it was 250-gram skeins in a set, which is these 2, and they're absolutely beautiful. I mean, look how they're working up. Aren't they just gorgeous? I love them. If you hear any sneezing in the background, it's the cats. They've all been quite poorly. I did mention it on the vlog when Luigi was a bit poorly, that he wasn't himself. Sorry, little tangent here. He wasn't himself, and I just thought he maybe had a fur ball or something, because he does get that quite a lot. And no, it wasn't. He had cat flu. We did take advice, and they're all healthy, so the advice was just to monitor them, and if they become seriously unwell, they would have to go to the vets. Luigi started with it first, and then I think it was Bert second, and then Polly, and then Tilly, and then Jack and Stewie. They all got it. They've all been flawed. All on the mend now, just the odd sneeze now. So if you hear anything in the background, it's the poorly cats. But yeah, they are all fine now. They didn't need the vet. They were absolutely fine. The worst one was Luigi. He had 2 days where I thought, oh, I may need the vet here, where he just laid under Josh's bed and he really wasn't well. But he was eating and drinking, and the advice was, if they stop eating and drinking, then we need to see them. But after 2 days, he really sort of came round. They've just got a little bit of a sneeze left, but yeah, they have all had cat flu. Poor cats. Anyway, they're fine. They're absolutely fine. So yeah. These are them, 2 at a time. Now, I always do vanilla socks. And I'm just going to do 4 inches for the leg. And then I'm going to put in my trusty shadow wrap heel, which is not my shadow wrap heel. I got the shadow wrap heel from Earth Tones Girl. And I think she said on one of her podcasts that she wanted people to be aware that it's not her pattern either. I don't know where the pattern originated, but it's a fantastic heel. And I find it really intuitive and really easy. So I always use it. I did toy with the idea of an afterthought heel. I thought I can just knit and knit and knit and put an afterthought heel in. But if you've been here a while, you'll know the disaster I had when I tried to put an afterthought heel in before. And I don't want to ruin my yarn, so I'm not going to do. But yeah, these are those. So I'm really looking forward to these. I'm not sure if they're going to be too small. They are quite stretched. They should be fine. Like I said, I'm a bit nervous because I've gone down to 60 stitches. But we'll see, and if they don't fit, I'll rip them out and redo them. But I think they will. It's only 4 stitches difference, isn't it? Sorry about my hair, by the way, it keeps sticking up. So that is my second work in progress. I do have the Snoopy blanket that I've been working on. I'm not going to show it on the podcast today. It's been quite active on the vlog, and it's too big to try and show in front of the camera here. If you would like to see the Snoopy blanket, if you go to the Vlogmas, I'll put on the screen which day you want to look at to see the progress on the Snoopy blanket, because it is quite big now. Unfortunately, I have run out of white yarn yet again. So it's back on hold while I go and get more yarn. That has been such a yarn eater, honestly it has. But it's at the really easy point now. I've got more or less past Snoopy. and I'm just into the really easy section, so it's still going to be a while because that border is going to take me forever to do, but never mind. Right, work in progress number 3 is a new cast on. So this project is totally not my fault. If you watch Mandy from the Mouse's Mates podcast, you'll know she's made a number of these. And every single one, I think she had a problem with the first one that she made. It had quite a lot of positive ease. But she's made, the next few she made were absolutely gorgeous. I think she's made 3. And it is the Rocket Tea by Tannis Fibre Arts. And I've just loved it since seeing it on Mandy's podcast. Now, for Christmas, my eldest boy, Jake, bought me some yarn. And as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what project it was going into. So, I did take a picture of this yarn all skeined up because I knew very well I would have cracked into it before the podcast. So, I'll put a picture of it in the beautiful skeins here while I get it out. Oh, my cake grinder arrived as well, so it's in cakes. So this is by Attic Spin Dye, and this colourway is Spirit, and this colourway, I have kept the labels, is Peach Sorbet Sprinkles. Put that back in there. So these are the 2 colours together. Now, I did buy them separate, but he bought them knowing that they would match, and I absolutely love them. I mean, look at those. And they're gorgeous. Got all the speckles in that. So there's not a lot to see on this project just yet, because I only started it last night. So there's really nothing to see, but I'm doing it the striped version as is on the pattern. And that's it so far. So there's not a great deal to see. But hopefully I can get on with this today. The pattern does call for finger and weight yarn and kid mohair, and I think you stripe between finger and weight yarn and mohair. I've not done that, obviously. And yeah, there's not a great deal I can say because it is a paid for pattern. You start off knitting flat, as you can tell, and then you'll turn to working the round. But yeah, so there's not a great deal to see on it yet, but I'm super excited about it. So that is that. Now I've got to get it back in my bag. And that is living in this beautiful bag. I got this, I had an advent calendar from my friend Shelley, and for day 25 she said, oops, so I've got my yarn sticking out my bag and just popping it back in. She said, your day 25 is at the Craft Hut, which is a fantastic shop in Ilkley. I've also shown it on Vlogmas. I think it might have been one of the earlier videos. So I went to pick up that parcel, which was my beautiful picture. Again, it's on Vlogmas. But while I was there, they had this bag. Now this is cord, and look at this. It's got a buckle on it as well, a leather heart. It's absolutely gorgeous. It was £8. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it's all lined as well. It's just gorgeous. So that was one of my pre-Christmas treats. Right, is that it for works in progress? So I did get some yarn for Christmas as well from Danny. My cake winder arrived as well, so I was really pleased to use that the other day, which is why I started that project. I was waiting for the cake winder to come so I could start that new project. But I did get some yarn. Now I've cracked into it already, and I'll just take out the ones that aren't These are what I've got left from my advent calendars to put into my C2C. I've got them all stored in the same box, so it's easy just to grab. But this is a new to me diet on Etsy. And this is Fairy Relm yarns. You see that? There you go. And Nicolette is the shop owner, and she's lovely. She sent me quite a few messages, chatting away. She's absolutely lovely. She was so kind, and this arrived really, really quickly. I was really pleased. So he'd ordered me 2 sets. I think it was in 2 sets. No, 3 sets. I've got all my labels here. Da, da, da. So the first colourway was Merry and Bright. And the second colourway was Nostalgia, and then there was that was 2 5-gram mini sets, and then 10-gram mini sets in the box. I've popped them all together, and like I say, some of them are already in the blanket. But look how beautiful. I'm so pleased. They're absolutely gorgeous. And perfect for my C2C. The next colour I'm going to be putting in, I think, is this one. And they all fit perfectly. So yeah, that is, like I say, Nicolette was just so lovely. I sent her a message to say that they'd arrived, because I couldn't leave feedback straight away because I was waiting till after Christmas. So I just wanted her to know that they had arrived. And she was very, 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 very nice. She was, oh, I'm so pleased that they're there, and thank you so much for your order. She was a lovely, lovely lady. So yeah, that's those. So I got that. So they are all going into my C2C. I did get, when I opened Jake's Christmas present, the yarn that he got me, Andy and Angela had also put in a 10-gram mini, which I think they'd put in as an extra, so I don't think Jake ordered that. I've already put that in my blanket as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that was a nice little surprise. Oops, sorry, I've forgotten to put my other yarn back in. Trying to keep all my minis together. I'm going to need some more because I've just started row 5. Is it? Is it row 4 or row 5 I've started? Row 5, I think. I'm going to have a look. Sorry. I'm getting it out again. I'm really sorry. It's going to bug me unless I look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've just started row 5. That was the extra yarn that came from Attic Spin Dye. Couldn't wait to put it in. Yes, I've just started row 5. I've got here, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I'm going to need some more minis. But hopefully if I've got any leftovers from my socks or anything like that, they'll all go into it. So that was that. What else have I got to show you? Showing you my yarn. Oh, I know what we've got to talk about. So I was speaking to my friend Sue on Instagram the other day. Sue has the Distant Stitches podcast and she has an Etsy shop as well. I'll link both below. And we've been friends since I started podcasting. She's a lovely, lovely lady. And we always chat. We've done a little swap together and we always have a chat with each other. And I've been saying on the vlogs that I wanted to do a knitting journal for next year. I just wanted to try and keep track of what things I've been doing and what patterns I've used and how long things have taken, all that kind of stuff. So she said, why don't we do one together? And it'll help keep us both motivated. So that's what we've done. I bought my journal from Amazon and it's this one. And I have started it. I've called it a crafting journal because I want to be able to put anything that I make in it. So all I'm doing is, like, for a Snoopy blanket, I'm writing down where the pattern's from, what yarn I've used, the start date, the finish date, the hook size or needle size, and any notes that I have is all going into there. So I'm really gonna enjoy doing this. You see, I always say I'm going to keep up with my Ravelry project notes, and I never ever do. So hopefully I can keep up with this. So that is that. And I think that's it for things that I've got to show you. Is it? Oh, no, it's not. I also got for Christmas, which I've used already on... I won't show you the project because I've shown it and there's not been any pro. Well, I will do. I got a yarn cozy. This is from Davina, a little workroom crafts, and she makes these beautiful yarn cozies. So I've got a Shepard's whirl, Scapier's whirl, and you just pop it in the middle. So when you're using your centre pull, it just keeps it all straight and together. And I'm using it for my crochet shawl. There's not been a great deal of progress on this. There's not a lot to show you, but I also got this. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love the tie-dye effect. You can fold it down as well, but I'm not bothered about doing that. I like it like this. Keeps the cats off my yarn. So that is that. So that is everything I've had for Christmas, I think. I got other things as well, but they're not yarn related, so you don't want to see those. So, 27 minutes. I thought that'd be quicker because there's not been a lot to talk about. Well, projects that I haven't made. So I'll do a little wrap up of my year. So I started podcasting on the 11th of January this year. And when I started, I was really predominantly a crocheter. Knitting was very, very new, and I wanted to learn how to knit. I could knit a scarf and I could knit a cushion cover. I could do all those, but I really wanted to expand the knitting. So I do feel like I've done that, so I'm really pleased. My New Year's resolutions for this year were to start the podcast and to be comfortable with alopecia. And I do think I've mastered both. Obviously, I've kept the podcast going, which I wasn't sure. I thought I'd get too nervous, but you've all been so welcoming that it's just been really, really easy to come back every fortnight. And there's nothing that gets you used to alopecia more than being on YouTube, is there? So that did that by itself. So, yeah, I feel like I've done my New Year's resolutions for the year. I do have new goals in 2022, which we'll talk about in a minute. The journal is one of them. But my year wrap up for 2021. Okay, so I have made 2 cowls. I have made 3 shawls. I've made 12 pairs of socks, 2 sweaters, 1 t-shirt. I've made 9 bears. I've made 3 pairs of mittens and 3 hats. I think that's quite good. I'm quite impressed with that. I should have written down how many projects I'd frogged, shouldn't I? That would have been interesting because there's been a lot. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. I'm taking into 2022, I'm taking my Advent project, my rocket tee, my Snoopy blanket, and I'm taking 3 pairs of socks, which is the pair that I've got to make for Danny, well, to finish, the pair that I have to finish for Ruby, and the pair that I'm making now, the 2 at a time. So, yeah. I'm quite impressed with that. I thought I'd be taking more projects into 2022. Oh, no, I also have my shawl. That's wrong, because let me write my shawl down. Hang on. Crochet shawl. No, I've missed another one off as well. I've got my changing staircases shawl as well. I haven't shown that because I've not worked on it. Okay, that's more realistic, isn't it? Changing staircases shawl. Yeah, that's more realistic. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's more realistic. Bless me, thinking I was only taking 4 projects into 2022. Yeah, so I've got 7 projects that I'm taking into 2022, which is fine. My knitting goals for this year, I've not done a list of what I want to knit because I know that I won't stick to it. There are so many gorgeous patterns that come out throughout the year. I don't want to limit myself to patterns that I've pre-chosen. So I'm not making a list of what I want to do. But what I am going to do is talk about what I would like, not specific patterns, but what I would like to make. I would like to make a jumper with held double with fingering weight yarn and mohair or floof. I definitely want to make one of those. I want to make another blanket. What else do I want to make? I want to make at least 2 Stephen West. The Starflake is one that I've wanted to make since I went to Yarndale. I saw a Starflake shawl at Yarndale and I fell in love with it. I have the yarn for it, I have the pattern, it's just starting it. I want to make one of those. I want to make a Pure Joy for myself. I said, didn't I, about 30 seconds ago, that I'm not going to be specific with patterns that I want to make. And here I am being specific. So by the end of the year, let's try it this way. By the end of the year this year, I want to have made 4 sweaters. I want to have made a minimum of 10 pairs of socks because I don't have a lot of socks. Well, I have 12 pairs, but some of the ones I've made, while I've been getting used to making socks, don't fit properly because I'm new to sock making, so they're either too big or too small, or I don't like the heel. So wearable pairs of socks that are comfortable. I wear them all, but ones that I really like, I think I only have 4 pairs. And because I wear them such a lot, I wear them every single day, they're wearing out quickly because I don't have many to rotate. So I do want to make 10 pairs of socks. I would like to make another crochet Grafgan or giant crochet blanket. You know, one with a huge pattern on it. Danny is eyeing one up, so it may be that one that I make. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but you'll see it as I start it. I want to improve my sewing skills. As you all know, Danny bought me a sewing machine a couple of months ago and I've just been having a little play. I would like to improve my sewing skills and be able to make things for myself to wear. And yeah, so that's my knitting resolutions for 2022. And crochet is included with that. I also want to be more confident at my own designs. I started last year making a bear for every month of the year, and I made it all the way to September, I think. The pressure to do it was quite intense, and it kind of took the shine off doing it because I was thinking, oh, I've got to do this bear. I only released, I think, 2 patterns because I just don't have the confidence. I want to work on that this year. You all know the Autumn Wings shawl is due out on the 16th of January, and everybody's been so kind about it. Sorry guys, that was the postman. I have this package. I think this is from Attic Spin Dye. It's got the return address on it and I know their address. Now, the children's grandma, she goes away every year. They go abroad every year for the winter. And she'd asked me what I wanted for my birthday, which is coming up. So I'd sent her the link to Attic Spin Dye and said, go and buy me a skein of yarn from there, please. I'm so cheeky. So she has done, I think that's what this is. I think it's my birthday present. There is more than 1 skein of yarn in this. That's very naughty of her. But yeah, I think this is my birthday present. I think that's what this is. I've got to stop feeling it. It must be. I've not ordered anything. It's got to be. See how I'm trying to talk myself into opening it? Angela, if you're watching, don't let me open it. It's my birthday present, isn't it? Please tell me, Angela. I think it is. I better give it to Danny. Danny? Yeah? My birthday present's here. Yeah. I said, if I send you a link to my favourite shop, could you choose me some yarn? So she goes, well, I don't know how to do that from Spain, because they're in Spain. Anyway, she has done, so I'm presuming that's what it is. I'm not going to open it. I haven't ordered anything. I've just checked with Danny. He's not ordered anything. So it's got to be that. How exciting. I've just got to not be a child and not open it. Anyway, so, yeah, that is all the knitting goals for 2022. Personal goals, I don't really have any. You've got the standard of, yes, I want to lose weight and all that kind of stuff and want to get healthier. My only personal goal that I have is I bought a slow cooker during Vlogmas and I want to learn how to use it. I don't want it to be a kitchen gadget that's on the side that's never used. So I'd like to learn how to use that. I have bought a recipe book for it. I cook really standard meals, really basic standard meals. Danny used to be a chef, so he'll cook a lot more fancy things than I do. I'll do a roast dinner, a lasagna, sausage mash and chips. That's my kind of cooking. So I'd really like to get into the slow cooker. And yeah, that's it for 2022.
Hi, Future Alex here. I'm just sat editing the podcast and I had absolutely no idea that the dog was sat in a bed just itching away for like 10 minutes. I'm really sorry if that's off-putting. There's absolutely nothing I can do to edit it out. She's got a sore bit on her tail and she will not leave it alone. So she's constantly scratching. She sat behind me because she knew I couldn't see her, so she could get away with it. So I just wanted to say, I'm really sorry about that. Back to the podcast.
So let's talk about the shop. I've kept you all here for, 35 minutes. I'm really sorry. We'll talk about the shop update and the birthday bonanza. So we have a shop update tonight at 7 p.m. and it is the first of our monthly sock clubs. It's the first sock club we've ever run. This will run for 12 months and each month you will buy it each month. It will be on sale in the shop for around a week. So the first one is going on sale tonight. The listing will come down for that on the 7th of January, I think it is. So it'll be up for about a week and then it'll ship by the sort of 16th, 17th of January. So you should get it towards the end of mid-January. So the first sock club we are doing is the Only Fools and Horses inspired sock club. We are both so excited about this. Each month will be an inspiration from something from Only Fools and Horses. I'm not going to give too much away. You'll have to wait for the update to see. But yeah, the first one goes on sale tonight at 7 p.m. That will also lead us into... I'm really tongue-tied. I don't know how to explain what's going on. The podcast is going to be one on the 11th of January. It's the first podiversary. I'm so excited about that. It's also my birthday on the 9th of January. It is Finlay's birthday on the 6th of January. It is Danny's birthday on the 16th of January. So there's a lot of celebrations for us in the beginning of January. So we want to do a birthday bonanza week. I think that'd be a really nice way... Can you see the dog? Bless her. That'd be a really nice way to start the year. We've all had Christmas. Not everybody likes Christmas. I just think this will be a really fun start to the year. So we are going to be vlogging for a week. From the 9th to the 16th of January, we will vlog. But it won't be vlogs like we've got now. It'll just be vlogs to announce giveaways. Unless things... I might throw in other little bits. I don't know. But it will be vlog to announce giveaways. So every single day we will do a giveaway. It is not limited to the UK. Anybody can enter. Now, they're not going to be huge giveaways every day because, you know, it's 7 days worth of giveaways. But we have a few things that we can give away. So the last day of the giveaway will be a pattern release and a 100-gram skein of yarn. So that'll be the biggest one we have on the last day. The other ones, there'll be minis, there'll be project bags, there'll be stitch markers, all sorts of things will be in the giveaway, but it will be something every single day. Each giveaway will be chosen by us picking a comment from the previous day's vlog. So what we'll do, I'm not explaining this very well. Let me start this again. Okay. Yeah? I don't manage to get out.
Yeah, because I didn't want the doors open.
No, it's all right. Right, let me try and explain this in a better way. So there will be 7 vlogs, 7 days, 7 giveaways, and it will end with the giveaway for the pattern. Each day, the way we will pick a giveaway winner is to pick a comment from the previous day's vlog. So all you need to do is comment. The first day's vlog, the winner will be picked from this podcast. So as long as you leave a comment on this podcast, then you'll be entered into the giveaway for day 1 of the birthday bonanza. And we'll pick the winner from the comments from this vlog. The second day, we'll pick the winner from the comments from the day 1 of the birthday bonanza. Does that make more sense? I'm really not doing very well with this. 7 prizes, 7 days, 7 giveaways, 7 vlogs for our birthday bonanza week. Do you know what? Me and Danny have spent so long discussing this, and he had this whole like tagline, which I've totally forgotten and totally ruined. Sorry, Danny. I shouldn't be trusted to do this on my own. So we also have the pattern release of the autumn wing shawl. That will be released on the 16th of January, and it will be available on Ravelry. If you would like a copy of that pattern, and you are not on Ravelry, you can send me an email or leave me a message, send me an email, and I can work out another way to get a copy of the pattern to you. The pattern will be £4.50. My testers, I've had a couple of the patterns already finished. My testers have all been amazing. They really have. They've left me some really good feedback. They've given me some great advice. It's been brilliant. For the first time I've ever done a test. When I've made toys, I've never sent it out to testers because I've made it that many times. I know the pattern's right, but with this, I was very, very nervous. A, of having enough yarn. B, of the pattern, that you could understand the pattern, and they've just been brilliant. I don't know if I've done the process of the testing right. I don't know if I'm supposed to have done something. But they've all been fantastic, so nobody said I should have done something different, so I don't know if I should have done. But yeah, that's due out on the 16th of January, and that will be the end of our birthday bonanza giveaway. But it won't end there, because on the day that the pattern gets released, we are going to start a make-along. So if you would like to join in the make-along, it is for the autumn wing shawl, and it will run for 16th of January till, should we say, the 1st of March, and we'll have a make-along for that. There will be prizes at the end for that as well. So yeah, I thought I've been wanting to do a make-along for a while, and I had asked on Vlogmas for ideas for a make-along, and people had, given a lot of ideas. I will do another make-along when that one ends. The first make-along is going to be for the autumn wing shawl. I think that would be really, really lovely, and I'm really excited about it coming out. I've seen the pictures that have gone on to Instagram of the ones that have been made so far. I had 4 people test it, and they're all looking amazing. They really are. And the different, it's lovely to see it in the different colours. I chose a grey, a pink and a gold colour, and I so love seeing it in the other colours. So Mandy from the Mouses Makes podcast has just finished hers. It's on her latest episode if you want to go and have a look at that. But yes, now have I mentioned everything? So I feel like I've kind of like zoomed through the birthday bonanza thing, and that was supposed to be the special part of the podcast, but I got all tongue-tied. I didn't know what I was supposed to be saying. I've said the sock club, and I've said the birthday bonanza. And yeah, the sock club is 7 PM tonight on Etsy. The link to our Etsy shop will be down below. It's just My Yarny Corner on Etsy. If you just type into Google My Yarny Corner Etsy and click it, it'll come up. So I'm super excited. I really am super excited for our birthday bonanza. It does not seem a year that I've been podcasting. It really doesn't. I've met some amazing people. I've said it so many times before, but I've met some absolutely amazing people. Not just other podcasters. I have met some amazing podcasters, but people, other yarn dyers, people that have been commenting. I know the people that regularly comment, and when I post a video, I look for them comments because they're the people that I know usually comment. And if they don't comment straight away, I think, oh, how such and such, I hope they're okay. Because you get used to the regulars that come back and the regular comments that you get. So it's just been amazing. And I've made such lovely, lovely friends during this whole year. So yeah, it feels nice to be able to give back and do a birthday bonanza, because it's exciting for me as it is for everybody else. I hope you're excited about it, because I'm really excited about it. I'm going to stop waffling here. I'll see you for the birthday bonanza. Don't forget, if you leave a comment on this video, you'll be entered into the first day of the giveaway. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely rest of 2021. Happy New Year, everybody, and we'll see you in 2022. Bye.